And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We got a good one today. We have the Lost Relic scenario. It is the third time I'm doing the Lost Relic scenario on the channel. Perhaps the first time I'm going to do it with all the rules correct. Some minor setup things wrong, mostly to my detriment, but I'll explain that really quick. Lost Relic scenario is the fourth scenario in the Shades of Tezla expansion. I believe it was designed by Paul Grogan. I know Phil, I think Pettifer, I'm sorry if I butchered that last name, was another co-designer of Tesla, and obviously Vlada has his name on there as well. But I think that if I don't have it, if I have it correct, Grogan was the one who really took the lead on this one. It is the shortest of the scenarios. One day, one night, get in, get out, defeat two Draconum, get the pieces of the relic so you can put it back together because for some reason the council gave the relic away. I don't know what's going on here, but it is what it is. But it's super hard. I mean, to beat two Draconum by the end of day two, at minimum, probably a third too, depending on how those core city tile terrains come out. It can be quite the challenge. Now, to make that possible, we have this little draft we're going to have to do. You're going to see me shuffle multiple decks 2 times, not just one. So that's going to be super fun for all y'all. And we will get this going. We have a couple of people in the chat already. Burn Games, I'm sorry, not Burn, Board Games. I saw Burn on the next line. It kind of threw me off. Board Game Subscriptions says, hello, what's up? How are you, sir? And Truck Driving Gamer is in the house as well. Let's burn some monasteries, boys. Maybe. Maybe. Might not have the time. We're really talking about 12, 13 turns max here. I mean, this is a really, really, really tight scenario, and it does require a bit of a different approach. And honestly, if we end up starting the game with a monastery, we might not feel the need to burn down a monastery as we go, depending on what that monastery is. No, not monastery, artifact. So artifact. How are we going to start the game with an artifact? Well, let's get to that part. So we start with 9 fame. As a result of starting with 9 fame, we are going to go through some like proxy of a level up that you would have at level 2, right? Now you can start at level 5, level 7, level 9 if you want. That's absurd. I'm starting at level 3. You have to start at level 3. Well, if you want to play by the rules as they're written, you have to start at level 3 at least in the Lost Relic scenario, and then you have the option to start any scenario at a higher level if that's what you want to do. So we're going to go at level 3. So again, 9 fame. I don't know why they didn't just do 8 fame, but we'll go with 9 fame, and we only start at 0 on the reputation track. So we don't get a bump there like you do in some of the blitz scenarios. We will get an additional die in the source, and we will get an additional unit in the unit offer. But because we're starting at level 3, we're going to shuffle up our skills, and before we do anything else, I am going to take one of my skills. And that's one of the 2 mistakes that I had in previous videos that I've done of this scenario, that I wasn't taking the skill because clearly I just can't read very well, and that's totally fine. It happens. And I blame this rulebook because, oh man, that print is. I'm still shocked at how small it is at times. So what I'm going to do is take 2 off the top, choose one. We are Norowas. They're both unit skills. This one's going to allow me to get move for 0 to 3 for every unit I have that is still ready. This will allow me to get a +3 block, +2 attack, or +1 ranged attack for every unit I have. And that's every turn. Because I don't know how many units I'm going to end up with, I feel like that movement skill, which is normally very, very strong as Norowas, might not be as strong. Because again, max I'm going to have 2 units, and we're not going to have that much time. I'm going to have to use them almost as quickly as I get them because of how tight the scenario is. So I will take the one that gives me the plus. It's called Leadership, and I'm not taking Forward March. But again, normally Forward March I think is the right answer, just not so much with this really, really tight scenario. So there's my skill. I will also get an advanced action, but we're going to get that in the draft. Let me go ahead and shuffle up these decks and give me the options that I can choose from in how I'm going to do this draft. Now, if this is the first time you're joining me, I'll give you my little intro speech here. There is a 25-second delay, so everything that you're seeing now happened 25 seconds in the past. Usually not a problem. If there is a technical issue, if there is a rules mistake, please put that in the chat. I will look over occasionally and make sure that there is nothing going wrong, and I will correct that as soon as possible. I am flying solo today. Mrs. Playthroughs again is back at work and is prioritizing that over this. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So what is this draft that I'm talking about? Well, we're going to take a certain number of artifacts, advanced actions, regular units, and spells, and then we're going to be able to spend a certain allotment of points to get some combination of that, right? The allotment of points is going to be 6 times our level. Our level is level 3. Again, level 1, level 2, level 3. So I have 18 points to spend. We are going to have character level -1. Character level's 3. We're going to have 2 artifacts that we can choose from. We have the Sword of Justice and we have the Banner of Fear. Both are fairly strong artifacts, however, they will cost 12 of our allotted 18 points in order to take them. We're going to get the advanced actions. Advanced actions are going to be character level +2. There is an errata for the regular units, which I will explain next, but everything else is as written in the Shades of Tezla rulebook, and I'm assuming that they fixed the errata in the Ultimate Edition rulebook without... that would make no sense if they didn't, but whiz kids. So I'm shuffling up the advanced actions. We're going to put out 5 cards. Now, I will take one of these 5 cards for free because I'm at level 3. And then I'll be able to spend 6 points if I want to get any additional one. So we'll see how this works. So it's character level +2. So we're going to have 5 of these overall. We have Force of Nature. Don't mind that. Like 3 siege attack. And the block 6 can be really nice. Chivalry is a great card. Really do like that. Ice Bolt can be nice. Having some elemental attack can make some sense. Ritual attack can be very strong, especially since I won't mind throwing out some cards here. We only have 2 rounds. And Peaceful Moment. Not sure it's going to be that good. It does allow you to get heal outside of interaction. You can spend influence, get some really strong effects. There's something there to consider. So that is our little, those are our options for the advanced actions. I'm going to shuffle up the spell deck. We're going to get the character level worth of spells. So we're only going to get 3 spells. Now, spells are going to cost either 9 of our points, or they would cost 7 points if we spend a corresponding mana. We do start the game with 2 mana, not 3 like the dummy player is going to start, just a 2. We get 1 white and 1 green because we're playing as Norowas. So if you were playing as Goldix, you would get 1 green and 1 blue. If you're playing as Arethias, you get 1 white, 1 red, etc., etc. So, shuffling up these spells, we're going to take 3 off the top here. We have Restoration, heal 3, probably not that great. Whirlwind can be nice. Target enemy does not attack, or we can power it at night with the black, and we can destroy target enemy. Again, that will work against any dragon. It'll really help, unless we run into a dragon with arcane immunity, and then all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, that's not very good. So, or we have Burning Shield. Ooh, that could be nice. That's probably the one I'm most excited about, although since I don't have a red mana crystal, I would have to spend the full 9 for that, but that gives you, again, elemental block and elemental attack. It can be really, really nice, especially against like the ice dragon or whatnot. And finally, I need to shuffle up the regular units, and we're going to have a character level +1, so I'm going to put out 4 units. If I'm between 2 things, I'm going to err on the side of taking a unit, especially as Norowas, especially with this skill. How many points does the units cost? Well, the units cost what their normal influence cost would be, right? So that's not that bad. If we have 18 points to spend, if we have any leftover in our bank that we don't spend, we get 1 fame. So it's only like it's only 1 fame. So we could have 7 points of influence points that we don't spend, which would be silly, but we'd still only get 1 fame. Eric Bergman, good evening, Greg. Just checking in. Don't have time to watch live more than 5 minutes, but have fun. Thank you, sir. Good to see you in the chat. All right, here we go. We got 4 coming up the top. We have our Utham Swordsman, really, really nice card. I do like them a lot. That block or attack 6 can be great. Obviously, you do need to wound the unit and then spend 2 points of healing to heal them because it's a level 2 unit, but that could be really, really nice. We have the Herbalist, not crazy about them. The Magic Familiars, not looking to spend a crystal on them, although I do like them for the most part. Ooh, Shock Troops are really interesting. Again, Shock Troops can reduce the attack of one enemy by 3, so that could be really, really strong, or they can actually make the rest of your units a lot more interesting as well by increasing range attack. They also can reduce armor, but again, they won't reduce armor of enemies that have arcane immunity. So not the most amazing assortment of cards here. I could alternatively, if I don't want to spend all 18 on cards and I have 3 left over, I could spend 3 just to get a crystal of any color that I want. So that would be another option. I don't know what I want to take. I think that is not English, Greg. I think I'm going to take Chivalry as my free card. Again, that's just free. I didn't spend any of my 18 points. I get to take 1 advanced action because I'm coming in at level 3. So we're simulating the fact that I already went through level 2. Now, Ritual Attack. Throw away an action card. Depending on its color, you get Fire Attack 6 for red. Excuse me. Range Fire Attack 4 for white. Siege Fire Attack 3 for green. Cold Fire Attack 4 for blue. That lot I like about that card. This range ice attack 3 is interesting. So I want to do the Sword of Justice. Double the contribution of all physical attacks you play. I almost would rather the bow Stars Dawn more. Up to 3 enemies don't attack if I eliminate that, but that's a lot of my points. I would do 12 of my 18 points, so I don't know if that makes sense to do 2/3 of my points on that. I could do, well, I definitely want one of these units. I'm tempted to take 2 of these units and an advanced action, which would be like a very Norowas-y thing to do, right? Like, it's that would be a fairly aggressive play. Peaceful Moment's not worth it in my mind. If I did that for 9 and got Burning Shield, that's an interesting array. Or is Burning Shield silly because it has to be a successful block? Do I just take Whirlwind because I know I'm probably be better off with white than not. So that would be 18 there. I could spend a mana and get an additional fame. That probably isn't worth it. So if I take those, if I spend my 18 on that, that's a really interesting assortment. That would give me the Utham Swordsman twice, or I could wound the Utham Swordsman and then heal them with the Herbalists. There's a lot I like about that. As much as Burning Shield is enticing, I just don't think it's as strong as Whirlwind for my specific setup with Norowas. And if I run it, there's a lot of dragons that have fire resistance, so that could actually be problematic. All right, let's do that. So I'm going to add this card to my deck. I have 2 units to start the game because I am Norowas. So we'll see. We are pretty far from the command token, so one thing I could do is if I use the Utham Swordsman to kill the first dragon and then I have a place to recruit, I can just disband them just as easily. And I will have, again, it'll make sense of this skill that I took to start the game. So I'm going to shuffle up all these decks again because you want to see me shuffle some more. I know it. So shuffling up the spell deck. Get this off to the side. We're shuffling up the advanced action deck. Aman Parikh. Sorry if I said that wrong. He gives a wave. Hello, Aman. How are you? Good to see you in the chat as well. And that's about it. So good to get back to Mage Knight. Again, my last Mage Knight video that was on YouTube was released on Rolling Solo's channel. So if you did not see that community notice, I did have a level 8-12 Megapolis playthrough with Tovak. Adam Smith from Rolling Solo has been very helpful to me and really appreciated the opportunity to be exposed to a larger audience. It was really fun kind of seeing the comments and the views on that video pop up, considering Adam has like, I don't know, 30,000 subscribers. So, so again, thanks again to him. And if you have not seen that video, did not know it was there, go check that out. And, you know, all the stuff that you normally do on my videos. I really appreciate that. And I'm not sure what I'm doing next with Mage Knight. I do want to get back to Volkaire's Return at some point. Again, my last attempt at Legendary was an epic failure, so I do want to revisit that sooner rather than later. And I know there's also the Volcara's Return Blitz scenario, which I haven't done yet either. Now you notice the cards I just gained were just that spell and that advanced action. I'm putting them right into my deck and shuffling them in, and I start the game with like 18 cards in my deck as opposed to just the 16. Let me make sure I did do a warm up last night. I want to make sure I have 16 cards left, so I should have 18 cards here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That is right. Greg can still count to 18. So we're can count to 16 plus 2. Even more advanced mathematics for you today. I'm going to shuffle these into the artifact deck. Andres M. Hi, I just popped in for a minute to wish you good loot, I mean luck, and to say a big thank you for your great work with providing us with these videos. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words. It means a lot for sure. Sometimes YouTube makes doing this not always the most fun, so it's always nice to get really nice comments, and I've met, honestly, I get more great comments than not, so I do appreciate them all, though. My latest fight with YouTube has to be with bogus copyright claims. I am now dealing with that joy. So if anyone knows more about that, put that in the chat. That'd be great. All right, so I shuffled the artifact deck. We're putting these wounds over here. I'm going to roll these 4 dice to set up the source. We have a red, a blue, 2 greens. Not a bad roll. We're going to have 4 units in a unit offer. We get Guardian Golems, the Red Cape Monks, the Utem Crossbowmen, and last but not least, the Scouts. We're going to go ahead and set this terrain deck. The terrain deck is going to have 6 countryside tiles. It's going to have 2 core city tiles and 1 core non-city tile. Now the mistake I was making in the 2 videos I put on the channel was that I was using a wedge map. This is not a wedge map. It is an open map limited to 3. So what does that mean? Limited to 3 is just like anyone who knows Volcara's Quest. Limited to 3 just means you're going to have 3 rows coming out. So you can have here, you'll have a row of tiles here, a row of tiles here, a row of tiles here. The nice thing about an open map is that you're not restricted when it comes to putting city tiles on the coast. So you'll have a lot more flexibility as where these final cities can come out. So again, effectively both the mistakes I was making, both not taking a skill to start the game and restricting myself to a wedge map, did make things a little bit harder than necessary. It's still a very hard challenge. And again, the 2 times I played it, one time I had, who did I do? I think I did this with Arethia. I think I did Arethia with Bravelar, but and we were able to pull it off both times. But it's definitely tight. So I'm gonna roll the die here. These are the core non-city tiles. I got number 4. I'm going to roll for the city tiles. Now, the city tiles don't really matter. Volcara's Camp is not in here because thematically, it doesn't make sense. Thematically, what happened is, again, the council split up these relics. They put them in 2 different castles, and then dragons came, seized the castles. Now the dragons are in their hoard of riches. They have half of the relic each, so now we need to slay the dragons and get the relic back so the council can, probably do something else stupid with it in a couple of years or something like that. So we're going to roll the die here. I got a 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled, we got a 6, and this is going to be at the bottom of our deck. So I'm going to roll a die again, 3, 4, and 4, 5, 6. There we go. So bottom 3 tiles. Now we need to take 6 countryside tiles. So again, with an open map, unlike a wedge map, we're going to have 3 of these suckers off the deck right off the bat, just from setup, which is really nice. So we only have to explore 3 more times to get through the countryside tiles, and hopefully we can, in the first day, explore a 4th time, get a core tile on the board, and that will give us some elite units to potentially have our pick of in the first and last night. So it's like funny, like first day, first night, and none of it matters. It actually says in the rules, like after the first round, you throw away your tactic card. Well, yeah, clearly, because there's only 1 round, so it doesn't matter if I don't throw it away, because we're not going to have an opportunity to use it again anyway. But I digress. So 6 countryside tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's the terrain deck. And we will go ahead and put down 3 of these tiles right off the bat. First, we have a keep, we have a ruins, we have a monster den. Here we have a marauding orc, we have a village, we have a green mine. All right, and then down here we have a What's that? A mage tower in a forest. We have another marauding orc. We have a deep mine, and that is that. So I'm going to put a orc up here, face up. It is the catapults. They have physical resistance. They have unit fortifications. We have an orc over here. It is the diggers. Diggers have unit fortifications, only attacking with a 3 though. We have our mage tower garrison, which is going to be face down until we are adjacent, and then we have a keep garrison, which is going to be face down until we are adjacent, and then we'll have the ruins, and because it is day, the ruins will be face up. So, what do we have here? Defeat an orc and a monster for an artifact. Ooh, that's enticing. That is very enticing. It's going to be tight, but again, an orc and a monster could be fairly doable. And I do like the idea of getting an artifact, and it would be a nice little fame grab, get me up to level 2, and we can go from there. So I did already shuffle the spell deck, spell offer. So spell deck, I'm going to put out the spell offer. We have Offering, we have Wings of Wind, we have Mist Form. Alright, that could work. And probably not getting any of these. Don't see myself heading to that Mage Tower for any of those. We have Heroic Tale, Peaceful Moment is back, and Shield Bash are in the advanced action offer. And then we have to get our dummy player. So to my left, what do we have here? We have Wolfhawk, Krang, Bravelar, Tovak, Arethia, and Goldix. I rolled a 5. We get Arethia, so Arethia will be the dummy player for today. I'm not going to dig out Arethia's deck for my card backs, so I'm just going to take Goldix's deck. Again, it doesn't matter. You still have the same combination of 4 white cards, 4 red cards, 4 green cards, and 4 blue cards. Let me make sure there's 16 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that will totally work. We're going to shuffle up Arethia's skills. Again, I have a discoloration issue because of the version I have. So I'm going to put the cooperative skill aside. And if I pull the competitive skill and it goes in the skill offer or I take it, I will just, again, sub out the competitive skill for the cooperative skill. Just going to use the competitive skill as a bit of a proxy. That's about it. So this is going to go over here. And you notice that when I did my level up to simulate the fact that I went through level 2, we don't additionally add a skill from the dummy offer. So it is what it is. You'll have like 1 less skill in the dummy offer than you normally would relative to your level, but that's not really a problem. We're going to go ahead and shuffle up Arethia's D deck, and I think we'll be good to go. All right. Very excited. I'm, I'm getting more and more enticed by these ruins, but that could be a really bad idea. So, I mean, the other way I go is if I'm not worried about fame, I just think that artifact could be. I mean, I don't love my starting cards. I think getting at least 1 more strong card could be really big here. But I mean, I could just say, well, this is a really open path. If I get a ton of movement, I come all the way out. I kill these diggers maybe on the way. I get all this movement. Maybe I stop here, get a green crystal. But I'm very enticed by that artifact for sure. Alright, this goes over there. We have Arethia's deck, and we will go here. Oh, where's her? I need her card. I need her deck anyway. I'm salad. Oh, here we go. I have her card. Done. So Arethia is going to start with 2 reds and a white on her player card. And that will work. Let me go ahead and draw my opening hand for the first turn. We have March, we have Improvisation, we have Swiftness, we have Determination, and we have Mana Draw. Does that change what I want to do? I just don't. It's a really bad idea to go after those guys. It is a really bad idea. So this would be 5. I move in there, draw 2 more cards. I have Improvisation, I have Determination, I have the Utem Swordsman. I have the ability to heal. I think I'm talking myself into this, which is such a bad idea. Do I want to get... Yeah, let me get Planning. I think Daniel, who people might know I'm talking about, he makes a lot of comments in these videos. He commented how, like, if you go back to my old videos, like how my progression. Like I've definitely changed some of my tendencies with this game, and one of the biggest changes is like I almost always take planning now. I just find it really helpful. Like part of me is tempted to take Great Start here to get the two more cards, but then once I'm there, what's how I'm still going to only draw 5 cards. I really want that 6 card in my hand with planning. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility, especially if I pull one of those influence cards that aren't going to be that helpful. Although I'm going to want probably an influence card or something to use with improvisation. So let me go for planning. The other benefit of planning is that now it gives me a 40% chance to give Aretha a number that would have her be behind me. And again, when you have so few turns, every turn I can get in comparison to the dummy player is strong. So let me roll a die. Give me a 5 or a 6. Or I rolled a 4. I already took 4. We rolled a 2. So that didn't come in, unfortunately. So Aretha will still be first, and I'm just going to throw all those tactics over there. Aretha, what are you going to do? So do not pull reds, please. So Aretha gets a red, gets a white, and a white. So one more card comes off. There are 12 cards left in Aretha's deck. My turn. I'm going to move 4 with March, and I'm going to move another 2 to get into here. Now this is going to reveal the keep. I am not attacking the keep. I mean, I could attack the keep, but that just seems like a giant waste. I think the artifact's going to be more important. I'm not going to actually go after enough keeps to get a hand big enough to make that matter. I'm going to roll a die again. It's a white. And then I'm going to draw it to my hand limit, which is 5. And then planning triggers. It gets me up to 6. Ooh. Okay, a lot I like about that draw for sure. Aretha is going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, red, 2 more. So I went through 9 cards, only a 7 left. So time to make this happen. I am going to enter the ruins. And this is kind of a make or break moment. If this doesn't go well, we might be starting over. So it is what it is. So I'm going to pull an orc. What orc do I pull? We pull the Wolf Riders. The Wolf Riders are attacking 3 with swiftness, so they do need 6 to block if you're blocking them, but it's only 4 attack to defeat them because of their armor. And then we have our monster enemy. What monster do we get? If I had known I was going to pull Determination, I might have wanted to keep that swiftness, but obviously didn't know that. The monster we get is a gargoyle. The gargoyle has physical resistance and it's attacking with a 5. So, yeah, a lot going on there. The physical resistance might require me to use my Utham Swordsman with the +2 from that, but then I'm going to have to heal them with the Herbalist, which is totally fine. So, what do I want to do and how do I want to start? I'm going to block 5 here. Now, one of the nice things about starting at level 3 is your armor usually is only a 2. It's now a 3 because of our shield. So I could just take those 3 points of damage into my hand, and I probably will because I just don't know how else I'm going to go about this. So if I take the 1 wound from the Wolf Riders, I totally block the Gargoyles because that would be 2 more wounds, and that's just 2 wounds too many. And one of the nice benefits about planning is that even if I have a wound in my hand, I'm still drawing up to 5 cards that are non-wounds. So that could work out really well. Now, I need a total of 8 points of attack for the Gargoyle and 4 points of attack for the Wolf Rider. I am not going to want to group them because then I would be giving 6 points of I would be giving physical resistance to the Wolf Rider, which would mean I would need a total of 16 points of attack as opposed to 12, and that's too much attack. So I am going to can use another die from the source. Or, no, even better. Concentration's enticing. I could just say target enemy doesn't attack this turn and not take that wound at all. That's interesting to me. Probably makes a little bit more sense from a card management perspective too, right? So let me consider this. If I do this for the block, right? All right, let me do this. I have a really good assortment of dice in the source right now, so I'm going to play mana draw so I can use 2 mana dice. I'm going to use this white to say that the gargoyle doesn't attack. I'm going to use improvisation and determination to get me a block through. Oh, it's the swiftness is what's killing me there. I'm going to say the wolf rider doesn't attack. That's better. And then I'll say with determination that I'll have the block 5 determination. So basically, none of those guys attacked, or neither of those guys did damage. I blocked the gargoyle with determination, like I originally planned, and then I prevented the wolf rider from attacking. So now let me figure out how I want to do this. I'm going to get a red crystal, or red mana with concentration. I'm going to use that to power rage. That's going to kill the wolf rider. And then I'm going to get the +2 attack from my skill. I'm going to wound the Utham swordsman. I'll be able to heal them pretty easily this round, so I'm not that worried about that. So I use that. That's attack 8 total, and that's enough to kill the gargoyle. So they're both dead. This comes back. I roll both these dice. I use the basic effect of mana draw, so it's a white and a blue, just like it was. It's like it was meant to be. These all come out. I took 0 wounds to my hand, and I still have improvisation, which could give me a nice, huge move 5, and I think that could be really important. I'm going to get a total of 7 fame. I go from 9 to 16. When you jump over a level, do you get an additional fame in Lost Relic? I think you do. This scenario tends to give out fame like candy. Yep, so I get an extra fame because I jumped the line, so I get the 17. So I'm going to get a level up, which is super nice. These go away. Now, before I do my level up, I get my rewards for the battle first. So what's my reward? My reward is going to be an artifact. I'm going to look at the top 2 cards in the artifact deck. We have Endless Bag of Gold, a Mysterious Box. Wow. Oh man. Neither of those are good. So the Mysterious Box is probably better. It really can clog your deck, and that's what concerns me, but I think I still use it. So you remove and reveal the top card of the artifacts deck. This turn, you may use Mysterious Box if it was that artifact. If you do, +1 fame. At the end of the turn, put the revealed artifact on the bottom of the deck. If you did not use Mysterious Box, put it back in your hand. If you place it on a unit as a banner, then discard it. Yikes. Yeah, that's a really bad card. But we'll see. Maybe it's like a mana thing, and I'm just going to try to get rid of it pretty quick. So I take Mysterious Box. And again, don't love it, but it is what it is. This goes on the bottom of the deck. Now, I'm going to do my level up. My level up means I get another skill. We have motivation. Thank you very much. That goes out. Technically, these are still in the skill offer. In a true solo game, you rarely are going to take your own skills out of the skill offer, but you could if you get the right artifact. So we'll see about that. And then we're going to put one from Arethia. It is her skill, which is in the box. It's a red crystal, plus you can get a red mana or a black mana. It's Darkfire Magic. That's actually a really enticing one. I might grab that later. Oh man, Shield Bash is so annoying. Yeah, I really, really hate this advanced action offer. I will take Shield Bash because counting twice against Swiftness could be useful, but yeah, it's not the greatest of offers here. So not having a whole lot of cooperation with the artifact and the advanced action offer, artifact deck and the advanced action offer, but hopefully we'll be able to overcome that. I'm going to now draw out to my hand limit. Now planning is not going to trigger because I only have 1 card left in my hand. So I'm going to draw a total of 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I might as well, I don't know if I need to use that white on. I don't know if I'm going to have any use that white on anyway. I'm just more worried about getting through cards on my deck right now. Probably going to end up getting stuck having to kill that dude. Yeah, let me use my motivation now. I get a right mana. So Chivalry. Oh, there we go. That's what I can use the white mana on. So cool. I'll just kill the catapults. The nice thing about the catapults is they're going to give you a really strong amount of fame. You know, so it's like 4 fame for a gargoyle is actually really, really nice. So we'll see. I don't have siege attack, but I do have this block card, which I should be able to make that work. All right, Arethia's third turn. She's gone through 9 cards already. Red, blue, and a green. So she slowed down a little bit. She went through 12 cards. Hopefully this is a green or a blue, and then we'll be able to get one more turn out of Arethia this turn, which would be, or this round, which would be nice. My turn. So I'm going to Mysterious Box. Let's look at the top card. Are you useful? Soul Harvester. Fairly useful. I'm going to use it this turn, so great. We will make that happen. So now I'm going to have to move here. Let me power Improvisation. So that's going to be with a red. Now I'm not going to power Improvisation. I'm going to just use Improvisation. Oh man, I'm trying to remember how many movement cards I have. Block 5. Seeing if I was going to try to explore this turn, maybe that's not in the cards. It's only going to be 4 points of attack to kill it. I have that with Chivalry, which isn't... Oh, and I have Soul Harvester. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an attack 8. I could use the stronger effect of Soul Harvester. Probably won't, though. Might just keep Mysterious Box around. So I'm going to move 2, which isn't all the movement I wanted to do, but it's fine. I'm going to attack this catapult so it doesn't punch me in the face next turn or have me provoke an attack. I'm going to use Shield Bash for block 5. I'm going to use this Rage for block 2, so I block the entire... Now, there's Cumbersome there on the catapult, so if I had movement I wanted to spend, I could have reduced the attack. I didn't have any movement I wanted to spend, so I just did the block 7, blocked it the old-fashioned way. I have Soul Harvester in play, and I'm going to use this for attack 4. Since I did not use the full attack 6 of Chivalry, I get Reputation +1. I'm going to get Fame +1. I'm also going to get another Reputation +1 for defeating a Marauding Orc. And with Soul Harvester, I'm going to use the basic effect. Since it has physical resistance, I can choose to get a green crystal into my inventory. I could always choose white as well. I think white actually makes a little bit more sense with the spell I have, and with Chivalry, I'm going to need white more than I'm going to need green. So I'm good with that. This is now removed from the game, or removed from the deck and put on the bottom of the artifacts deck. And I did use Mysterious Box, so it doesn't go back in my hand. I get Fame +1 since I used the Soul Harvester. I get 4 more Fame since I defeated the Catapult, so 23. This goes away. I re-roll that. That's a green now. And we go to the end of my turn. I didn't do a level up. I'm very close to one, though. I'm going to be able to draw up to 5 cards. So 1, 2, and 3 planning triggers. I get a 6 card, and that gives me a really nice amount of movement. So happy about that. And we'll see. Arethia, please cooperate. Green, red, don't be white. It's blue. Nice. So that worked. Oh, this is out. And now we can move on. I'm going to... I don't have a blue. Ugh. Movement is not the thing of dreams, but I'm probably not doing influence right. I'm probably not recruiting this turn, although I will have another unit soon, or I'll have another thing soon, which is nice. I'm going to play Improvisation. I'm going to power that with a red from the source. That gives me move 5. I'm going to explore a tile with 2 points of movement, so I have 3 points of movement left. This gets on the board. We have an orc. Ugh, that's not great. I don't like where that orc is because I was hoping to move on, but looks like we're going to have another orc I'm going to have to defeat. That's going to go here. What is it? It is the Orc Summoner, which can be pretty nasty. Do I have... I think I have another Swiftness. No, I have another Swiftness in my hand. The problem is... Well, I can get this set up that I can just... No, I don't have a ranged attack there either. Shoot! I really don't want to deal with the Summoner. I get 1 fame because I explored. If it had a city tile on there, I get another fame. am going to have to deal with that guy. I have 3 more points of movement, so I think it makes some sense. I went through like none of these tiles. Yeah, I really got jammed up. That was the risk of going there. You really just want a tile that allows me to like blow through. I have no movement. I have like no movement actions. Misform is interesting. Wings of Wind could have been interesting. Alright, we'll see. So I'm going to move 3 more here. I have to... I'll play this green to get me healed 2. So I'm using the green crystal in my inventory. That's going to allow me to heal the Utem Swordsman. I'm going to use the Herbalist to ready a level 2 unit. Am I going to have... Yeah, I will have enough to kill it. I'm worried about action economy here, so I'm going to go ahead and attack the summoner this turn. Hopefully block 9 will be enough to, or block 6 will be enough to deal with this monster. What is it? Alright, not exactly the thing of dreams. It is the Hydra. So again, we're only using the Hydra for the attack because we're facing a summoner. So, how am I going to want to do this? That's really bad. I'm just going to be able to block 1 of those 3 attacks. Not great. I'm going to get 2 wounds. And then I just need... Then the Hydra goes away. Yeah, there was no other way to really do that. So the Hydra goes away. And then I just need 4 points of attack to defeat that guy. So I'm going to do Swiftness. I'm going to play the White Crystal from my inventory. And then Noble Manor sideways. That's 4 attack. That's enough to defeat the summoner. So 1 more point of reputation, 4 points of fame. That goes from 24 to 28. Moving way too slowly. This goes here. It's a white. End of my turn. I am going to level up. So this comes off. So I get 6 cards in my hand now. And planning is going to trigger, so I get the last 2 cards in my deck. We have a Crystallize, and we have a March. We're going to go Arethia. Arethia is going to declare end of round next turn. This can go away. We don't need that anymore. And let's see about getting some more movement here. So I'm going to do move 4 with March. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to play Stamina. So that's move 6. This is move 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to explore with my last 2 points of movement. And we get another tile that gives me another fame. Oh, and when I jumped over, I got another fame for that as well. So lots of fame. So that goes there. Glad we at least got that on the board. So we can hopefully get a move on pretty quick next turn. We have a Marauding Orc. It is an Orc War Beast. We have another Ruins. Where are my ruins? Oh, there they are. Sorry about that. And that's face up because it's still the day. I definitely cannot get into the Magical Glade. I have no more cards, so we roll that. Out of cards. Arethia declares end of round. No kidding. That's going to work for me. So we're going to ready both those units. Really no good place to get a 3rd unit. We did not get a core tile on the board. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Expose and Whirlwind give me a chance. But this is going to be really tight for sure. I only have 1 crystal left in my inventory. So that was a really expensive turn. Getting the Orc Summoner right there, that was a really rough tile, the way that kind of worked out. But still don't totally count myself out yet. Just it's going to be a bit harder than is ideal. And again, I will be able to get another advanced action. Hopefully this cooperates. We are adding another white card to Arethia's deck. These move down. We get a card. It's pure magic. These cards come down. We're adding another red crystal to Arethia's inventory, so we really need to avoid reds. And then we have Mana Bolt. So that's actually a really nice spell offer for where I'm at. Just didn't really have a great opportunity. Getting over to that Mage Tower would have been way too action intensive. Take 1 fame for leveling up. Yeah, I think I've just looked over. So Morgan Schuster said I missed a fan for leveling up. I think I saw it. So if I missed another one, let me know. But I think I did that before I saw your comment here. But I appreciate the heads up. All right, I am going to reset the unit offer. We're going to still only have 4 regular units. So we get the Magic Familiars, the Thugs, the Magic Familiars, and Scouts. I mean, it's tempted to go to the Magical Glade just to get the Familiars, but I'm not going to be able to spend the 5 points of movement to get there. It's going to be way too movement heavy. We're going to now also do a new source. We go to our Knight round. We get 2. Oh, what a garbage roll that is. So a red mana, a white mana, and 2 gold. That is 50% base, non-basic, or 50% basic. So that is valid. Really awful. Drawing out to my hand limit, which is 6. So stamina, swiftness, rage, wound, swiftness, and stamina. I rolled nary a blue. Oh, what a bad, what a bad everything. Wow. Not great. I think that source is so bad, I think I have to do Mana Surge. Sparing Power I don't find all that helpful. Long Night, we're probably not going to actually trigger the end of round with enough time to make use of that. Preparation's interesting, but not great for me where I'm at right now. So I will go with Mana Search, and I'm hoping I roll a 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 1. Woo! Okay. We might try this again because this is such a short scenario. So, Arethia's first because she's awful. And I mean, it's just gonna be classic. I'm almost guaranteed to pull off a red here. So green, blue. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. So I went through 6 of her 17 cards on the first turn. We have 11 cards left. Um, Daniel, damn, I completely missed the notification here. I guess I can always go back and offer my constructive ideas in the comment section. Oh yeah, this is gonna be over very quick because Arethia still has 2 red cards in her deck, so she's guaranteed to find one of those 2. Wow. Which has gone really, really poorly. We're going to do Mana Search. Before I use mana, I can roll 2 dice in the source. I still did not roll a blue, but at least it's better than it looked. Oh, this is really bad. Alright, we're going to waste a Swiftness. I'm going to explore with 2. And we get another tile. Oh, nothing but jungles in my face. You've got to be kidding me. Everything has gone poorly. That's really bad. I mean, that's 5 points of movement to get through that. I might as well go to the Magical Glade if I'm even going to think about that, right? We get a Marauding Orc here. It's another Orc Warbeast. That's going to slow me up big time. It's not worth attacking these dudes. It's like the worst. Just the way those tiles came out was all messed up. I'm tempted to use motivation. I mean, he has 11 cards left. I can't play 1 card and think that's going to be a good idea. I cannot play 1 card and think that's a good idea. This is really bad. Not happy. Wow. And in a weird way, the open map limited to 3 is almost more restrictive than a wedge map would be. Because now I have to go this way. I'm at the edge of the universe over there. So, I mean, you're talking 8 points of movement just to get in there and there. I don't have a blue in the mana. In the source, I didn't pull a march. I don't even have green in the source. It's just a really bad roll. I could get a green from the herbalists. I mean, this is like that's all my movement cards just to get there. I mean, you're not doing much great here. I am going to use motivation just because I'm desperate. So we get crystallize, chivalry, and I get a white. think I use these 5 points of movement to get into the magical glade. And the Orc Warbeast gonna have to, well, crazy thing is even going, if I deal with this guy here, it's 5 points of movement there. I'm better off doing a 3 points of movement there, killing that Orc Warbeast, and then trying to explore out there. But at least if I enter the magical glade, I get rid of one of my 2 wounds, which I think is pretty much all I can do right now. So wound is out. I'm not going to attack the Orc Warbeast. I just wasted that white, and now I'm going to draw out to my hand limit, which is 6. Improvisation, March, and Rage. Arethea, green, red. Oh my gosh. On the plus side, there's no more red on her deck. On the downside, she's got 5 cards left in her deck, which makes this impossible. Impossible. I could re-roll the stuff on the source. I don't think that makes any sense. So I'm going to use Improvisation. I'm going to power it with the red. I'm going to discard one of my 2 rages. That gives me move 3. I do start a turn with the black mana. There's no point in taking that. I'm going to explore with my last 2 points of movement. And of course, we do not find one of the 2 cities. We have a Mage Tower, which is here. That's going to go face down. Going to be face down until we actually seized it. We have a Draconum over here, and we have, that's face up. It is a lava dragon. No, not a lava dragon. That's a fire dragon, and we have a Ruins, which is face down because it's night. Sorry about that. That will do. Oof. I mean, this terrain could not have come out. Yeah, everything bad should happen. I mean, it's it's happening. I mean, like, that's just, you could not draw it up much worse than what's happening to me right now. I don't even know what I want to do. I think I have to kill the War Beast because I just have to keep moving. Oh, there's a monastery came out. Was that last turn? This turn? No, it was this turn. So there should be another advanced action in the unit offer, or a first advanced action in the unit offer. We have Ice Shield. Yeah, I think I need to just kill that dude. So the Orc Warbeast is attacking with a 3. I can block it with the Utum Swordsman, which I think makes a little bit of sense. I don't want to take the wound, and I can't spend the movement. So that's block 3, and now I just need attack 5. I can power this with the white, which means I'm super low on crystals. I don't really have much of a choice. So that's attack 5. It kills the Orc Warbeast. I'm going to use the Herbalist to re-ready the Utum Swordsman. So the Orc Warbeast is out. Oh man, does that even make sense to use a Warbeast? Because I gotta get through my deck. I don't want to use the movement. And I don't have red or blue in there, or green or blue in there. You know what? If I had thought through this earlier, I didn't use Mana Surge this turn. Let me use Mana Surge this turn now. I will roll the black and the blue. White is obviously more helpful than me. Black and the red. I got a blue and a white, so that makes me a little happier. Since I have a blue there, I'm going to use Rage and March. Let me save the Swordsman. I want to try to get through more cards. I need to find my Expose, if nothing else, or my Whirlwind, if nothing else. So I defeated the Orc Warbeast with Chivalry. I blocked Orc Warbeast with Rage and March. So I'm going to defeat the Orc Warbeast. I get 3 Fame, 1, 2, 3. I got 1 plus 1 Reputation, so I'm at +2, which is useless. Reroll this. It's a blue. This goes away. Brian Scott, hello Greg, hello all. Does not sound good so far. Oh, it's bad. You not use your second blue movement card to get. You did not use your second blue movement card to get into the Forest Magic Glade. I did. No? Oh, you're saying I was supposed to and I didn't? Right. So this shouldn't be in my hand, is what you're saying. No. Yeah, I used this as move 5. I moved 2 and then I moved 5. I think that's right. Someone tell me that's wrong. Board game subscriptions. But yeah, I moved 7 last turn. I moved 2 and then I moved 5. And I saved the stamina. So that should have been right. But someone correct. I mean, that's not going to matter anyway, I don't think. But yeah. So this turn, I blocked what I moved. I blocked. I defeated with Chivalry. And I still have the Utem Swordsman and the Herbalists, which I think is going to be a little bit stronger. I got my fame. There is no reward. I ended my turn on a blue mine, so I'm going to get a blue crystal, and I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6. It's concentration, wound. There we go. Tornado is kind of a ticket here, I think. Threaten. Oh, this is a garbage round. Mana draw. I really need a green. If I get concentration and stamina, that's move 6. Be able to level up again. Could be interesting. So Arethea, 1, 2, 3. It's green. I'm going to have a turn. She'll be out of her cards. I'll have a turn. She declares end of round. So I have 3 turns left. That's bad. So, still have the Utem Swordsman. This many cards. I'll be able to re-ready them. I still have my heal card. This wound in my deck is not great, but if I can somehow kill the first dragon on this next turn and then get myself in a place to kill the next dragon on the turn after that, we still would magically have a shot here. I am going to roll. I have this blue crystal. I'm not going to use that for much else. I'm going to re-roll the 2 blues with Mana Search and try to get a green. I got a blue and a black, which isn't terrible, but I just don't have the movement here. So I'm going to move 4, 1, 2. I'm going to explore my last 2 points of movement. That gives me 1 fame, another fame because I found a castle, and another fame because I jumped a level. The swordsman must be exhausted using it. No, I didn't. Board game screen, I undid that. I used a block from Rage, and I used a March Sideways. So, and then I decided I didn't want to use up both the swordsman and the herbalist. Keep calm and Mage Knight on. Yeah, buddy. Just to cheer us up, go and burn the monastery. Daniel is funny. Oh, this is so bad. Yeah, this is a fool's errand. So I got the red city, which means that not only do I have the dragon next to the city to worry about, I have the dragons on. I have the dragon in the city to worry about, which means I'm not gonna be able to get there this turn. So that dragon's gonna be face down. This is face up. Oh, it's a Draconum summoner. Oh, and I can't really avoid it. Oh, it's so bad. And then we have, well, that guy's not awful, but that's going to be too many wounds. I mean, even if I had, I mean, I would need 4 points of movement here, and then I'd need 6 more points of movement just to get into the frickin' city. Yowza! And Tornado's not going to work against the Draconum Summoner because he has Arcane Immunity, and that is just a really, really bad combination. What time is it? This is a fool's errand. It's 4 o'clock. Let's try it again, I think. How do we feel about that? Yeah, let's try it again. None of this really came together. They're just too action intensive. These tiles were just garbage. I just did not have the movement. I mean, Mysterious Box was like such a bad artifact. If I take Mysterious Box and Shield Bash in the same game, something went really wrong. All right, let's try it one more time. I'm not even gonna try. It's such an absolute waste of time. So yeah, you guys get 2 for 1. It's gonna be great. I mean, I didn't even get close. That's just crazy. Like, just crazy, crazy. Oh, and Arethea just ran through her deck like nothing. It's just absolutely nuts. Which, I mean, affects, how I play certain cards. How I try to use my deck in that last round, because I'm just, like, trying to find ways to get my strong cards in my hand. I just, I wouldn't have had enough attack to really make this even close to possible. So sometimes Mage Knight just whacks you. So we're going to do that. We're going to get these back into this deck. Double pleasure. Yeah, buddy. I'm glad someone's happy. Board game subscriptions is seems good with this. So I have my 2 command tokens. This one's gonna go back. We start with 5. These have to be shuffled in. A lot I liked. The draft, I didn't love the draft. I didn't love my skills, my skill options. In hindsight, if I was going to take 2 units, but the problem is you have to take your shield first. If I was going to take those 2 units, having those 2 movement every turn instead of the additional attack might have been beneficial. But I do think it was a strategic mistake when I went for those ruins. I was just kind of suckered in by the power. You get the right artifact there, it can really, really, change your game. But I, alas, did not. I'm going to keep the same dummy player just to kind of keep it simple here, but we'll leave that off to the side. So I'm going to shuffle up my skills. I'm going to put them back in a pile. Looking at the top 2, it is that and that. So that is the cooperative skill for Norowas. The cooperative skill is called, where are you? Calming the Weather. Once around, the move cost of all terrains is reduced by 2 and to a minimum of 1. And then put in the center. Any player may return it to you face down to reduce the move cost of all terrains by 1 to a minimum of 1. That's probably a no-brainer in this scenario. I do like the additional range attack, but I will take Calming the Weather. Nice little cooperative skill. Not sure I've really taken that in the past. Definitely haven't done it on the channel. Pretty sure about that. I'm going to shuffle up Arethia's skill deck. So yeah, in my practice game, I was able to use Whirlwind to my advantage. I had Whirlwind, I had Blood Rage. I'm trying to think what else I had. I had the Foresters. The Foresters are huge in this scenario. So we got a green, a gold, a red, and a blue. Let's shuffle these back up. Man, that Draconum Summoner is like the worst. Except, what was it, that Dungeon Lord scenario where I beat the Draconum Summoner on like turn 2, which was absolutely insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, missing 2 cards, 15, and 16. Alright, so there's my starting D deck. These are going to go back here. What do we got? Woo, managed to stay awake till go live. Hello, everyone. What's up, Witcher Skeleton? Greg, you should still remember the core tile we're impinging. Enemies here are orcs every time. Oh, yeah. That is right. I don't think it would have mattered, but that's right. I totally, you know what? I played that wrong in my warm-up too, and I was like, why does this feel so much harder? But yeah, totally, totally right. Special rules. That does make a huge difference. This is not rampaging. Any rampaging going on quartiles or rampaging green enemies instead. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. I was pretty SOL, especially with the orcs I was drawing up to the time. But thank you, Daniel. Witcher Skeleton, thank you for another Mage Knight session. It's been too long. Yeah, no doubt. Brian Skolak, so true. One game I did solo conquest and was, how did I do that? Then I did a mind operation with Tovak and was a complete disaster. Witcher, all cooperative skills are severely OP. I don't know if I totally agree. I think some of them they're very situational, right? And it depends on the scenario. But yeah, the double event if it 2 turns in a row. I mean, Mana Overload is like okay. Krang's is like okay. Like Mana Overload, if you have that mana color, it can be really, really strong. But if you don't, you're kind of like, it is what it is. I find with the Arethias, if you're not taking a lot of wounds in your deck, it could be, just kind of like not that impressive. Yeah, I haven't done too much Norowas. I like Wolfhawks. I think Wolfhawks is really bananas. That could be really, really strong. I forget Bravelars, and I really don't like Goldix's. So, it is what it is. I think if you play different variations, they could make more sense. All right, so this is the spell offer. This is the advanced action offer. I need to shuffle the artifact deck. We have to totally reset our thing. But yeah, thanks to Daniel for that reminder. It's funny, like I fixed the other two mistakes I had been making in this scenario, and it's like let's make a new one because it's like there's so many scenarios. That is one thing I love the scenarios in a lot of ways, but I feel this way about Spirit Island too. It's like they change the rules, and when the more you play the game, it's almost like the harder it is to remember the rules wrinkles in all the new scenarios because you just have a certain way that you do things in a certain pattern, and it's like when you just these little rule changes here and there can be really really hard to remember, especially when like there's no good way to put like a reminder token out, right? Like I can't like put a token on there, say put an orc there because like it's not even on the board yet. So that's monsters, and then we have the one keep. We're gonna have to get these tactic cards back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then these have the cards here 1, 2, and 3. That's her start. Arethea also has an advanced action I forgot to take out. Heroic Tail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Damage also depends on playstyle. Some skills just work better for me and my upgrade preferences. This is the official tagline that will affect Mage Knight. Let's make a new rules mistake. I feel that way about a lot of my games, dude. Like, Too Many Bones is the latest to join that echelon of games. I'm like, jeez, like that game, dude. But at least Maze Knight and Spirit Island have a rather robust and clear, you know, rule books, and that quirky thing for Spirit Island is awesome. Just having that one site you can go to and look up almost every card that you might have a question about by name and find a clarification is so nice. Did you ever play XCOM the board game? I have. I played it twice. Was mostly unimpressed. It's all right. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as some reviews said. I mean, but and then there's obviously it has its huge fans. I just found it's kind of really repetitive, and like that real time thing, like just kind of at some point, especially as you're still like learning. I think if you really really experienced with that game, I could see the real time thing being really cool, because then you just kind of know what's going on. But when you're learning the game, it's like almost it's too much. You're just like kind of stumbling over the rules, and then it's like the timer becomes like really arbitrary, I think for a lot of it. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. But yeah, I've only played it twice. It's been a while. Didn't the XCOM? I heard there's something with the there was like not enough support for the app or something. I don't know if that was fixed or like someone else took over the supporting the app to make sure that was still usable. All right, let me get a core non-city tile. That's one. So I'll go ahead and set the terrain deck and just put it off to the side just so we can kind of clear up this play area a little bit. 1 for the core city tiles, 3, 4 for that tile. All right, 1, 2 for that, and 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. These are going to go here, and then we're going to shuffle up the 6 countryside tiles. Yeah, that was bad. That was just all of that was bad. So gross. It's like, look at me, guys. I didn't even defeat one dragon. Yeah, I think if I wasn't making that rules mistake with the Draconum on the core tile, I probably killed that first dragon, but I would have had nowhere close to the firepower for the second one. And just I wouldn't have had the turn efficiency because I would have had to go in. Even if I play Tornado, again, Tornado you can only destroy in the actual melee attack phase. So what I would have had done is I would have had to somehow found the movement, killed an orc, gone in, killed the dragon on turn 2, and then or I wouldn't have had the movement to get into the city where I could have just had both rampaging orcs join me. But then I'm like running the risk of being knocked out. So if I had more movement, I could have maybe done that, then rested and whatever. It wasn't coming together. Definitely not meant to be. All right, so 6 more tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There should be 8 left. There is. All right, so the tiles are ready. Let me get the rule book. Hello, rules. What is happening? So we already got my skill. We're going to put out 5 advanced actions. We have Frostbridge, could be nice, Decompose, Shield Bash, Spell Forge, and Diplomacy. Remember, I'm going to take one of those for free. We have the artifact. We're going to put out character level -1. Shield of the Fallen Kings and Ruby Ring. I like both of them. I just don't like the fact that they cost 12 points of my 18 allotment for this draft here. We're going to have the artifact. No, this is the spell deck. I'm going to get character level, just character level. So there's going to be 3 of those. So we have Underground Travel, Charm, and Demolish. And then finally, we don't have to worry about fortifications. So Demolish is kind of useless. And then finally, we're going to put 4 of these out. We have Thugs. We have the Guardian Columns and the Utum Guardsman and then the Utum Swordsman. I did like the Swordsman a lot. It is action intensive as far as you're using your heal on them to make that happen. So that might not be the greatest thing. The Golems are enticing, especially with that 3 physical resistance. The Utum Guardsmen are enticing because of that block 4 counting twice against swiftness. Probably going to stay away from the Thugs. Just don't really love some of their mechanics for this scenario particularly. Daniel, XCOM is cool. I like having it around, especially if I play with my XCOM loving friends. It helps the feel for sure. It's also a gift to me, so it's not like I can get rid of it without major scandals. I've been in that. Like it's like like if someone's gonna buy me a board game, like I really please ask me like what I want first, usually. But I've been surprised. I've had some games that I'm like, I'm glad someone bought it for me because I never would have bought it for myself. Yeah, dude. I understand the scandal. It's like, can I really sell this? Probably not. All right, what do I want? I have 18 points. Oh, I start with my white and I start with my green. Man, the golems are nice. They just cost so much. Underground Travel is really like calling out to me. Move up to 3 revealed spaces. I already have this. But if I could really just not have to worry about movement at all, that would be really nice. Frost Rays, the cost of moving to swamps is reduced by 1. You're able to move through lakes. That could be nice. Decompose is enticing. Spellforge is interesting. I don't love the rest of those. Decompose makes me throw away a card, which I'm not too crazy about, but could definitely work. Possess is interesting. One enemy does not attack, and then you gain attack equal to its attack, including elements. If any but ignore special abilities, you can target only other enemies with that attack. So that's not Possess is super nice in like a big city siege. It's not going to work when there's only one enemy. So the question is, do I want Underground Travel? I could actually spend this green, and that would only cost me 7. I don't love the Ruby Ring or the Shield of the Fallen Kings enough to want either of those. So if I spend 7 on that, 5 on the guardsman, are there enough? Oh, so bad. I can use Influence as block this turn. It's interesting with diplomacy. I'll have the white more often than not. Alright, let me take... The other nice thing about the guardsman too is that 5 shield is really big. So many times that 5 damage can really say, alright, I can just wound that and then heal 2 and not take 2 wounds in my hand. Let me take Decompose. If I can get this in my hand at the same time as an influence card, it could be nice. Either threaten or promise, and get those crystals. I will take Frostbridge 2. So that's just really, really movement intensive. I wonder if I'm over adjusting for what happened last round. But so I take my free card, or last attempt. I take my free card. I spend 6 on Frostbridge. I spend 7 on Underground Travel because I spent the green. So that gets me up to 13, and I'm spending my last 5 on the Utham Guardsman and gives me my first unit here. Alright, so these get back. I'm going to shuffle these up. Stay away from the thugs. Good advice. Daniel says. I appreciate that. The saving grace of the thugs is that if you wound them, if you do spend the influence to wound them, it's only that 1 point of heal to get them back, and that could really add up. Maybe underground travel, less problems with movement, no doubt. Yeah, my draws have been garbage, Daniel. It's really bad. This is not a good draw. None Draconum, none Dragon Summoner will stop you. Oh yeah. Dragon Summoner will stop with his arcane immune skills. Drives me nuts. They're so bad, dude. They're so bad. The Summoner is definitely one you do not want to see in this scenario. Alright, so we're going to have 4 units in the offer. We get the Guardian Golems, they're just insistent. We get the Utum Crossbowmen, we get some Magic Familiars, and we get another Magic Familiars. And we are going to shuffle up the spells. Move this over here. Pressure's on, man. If I get shellacked twice in a row, it's going to be never going to live this down. We got Meditation, which I really like, Restoration, which I really like, and Burning Shield. The nice thing about Meditation and Restoration both being there is that we're going to be almost guaranteed to be adding a green crystal to Arethius. So inventory as opposed to a red. Obviously that was pretty brutal last turn. And I keep saying turn. I mean, it was such a short game. It felt like a turn, right? We're going to shuffle up the advanced action offer. So we're going to get Pure Magic, Blood of Ancients, and Magic Talent. Oh, Magic Talent's really nice. And shuffle up the artifact deck. The Decomposer short game should be good. Yep. Appreciated the novelty of your decision. Sure. That's from Witcher Skeleton. Daniel says that my bet is that we will see the Summoner as a target enemy. Oh yeah, easy. Guaranteed. I just don't know how I pulled off like literally the last red. I was like, I went through 12 cards in two turns. Like, that's so stupid. This game. Why do we love this game so much? Alright, this goes here. I'm going to shuffle up my D deck, which has 19 cards in it. And we'll see if I can make this decompose thing work out for me. I mean, I think if I can target... We'll see. I mean, I have enough other movement cards that I actually wouldn't even hate, you know, getting rid of a March or a Stamina, right? Because I got Frostbridge. I have this skill, which is going to really, really help with movement. So, I don't know. But yeah, this Norowas' co-op skill is pretty bananas for sure. This is going to go here. And we have to set our starting terrain. What do we get? Now, these are the kind of... Man, why couldn't I get that terrain last time? I'm getting a freaking Orc Summoner right there. Ugh, frustrating. Get over it, Greg. I will. Just need some time. Need some time. This is going to go here. So, got a lot of orcs. We have a village. We have a keep. And we have a maze. We have a deep mine in the desert. Probably attacking nothing on these 3 tiles. Keep's going to be face down. No monasteries, so no advanced actions in the unit offer. We're going to have a orc. What is that? What is she? The Cursed Hag, I think she is. She's over there. We have an orc down here. It is an orc summoner. I'm going to draw my starting hand. We have mana draw, stamina, determination, noble manners. If I can get to that village, I don't hate the idea of recruiting with noble manners and getting the Utum Crossbowmen. That could be nice. I'll have the Utum brothers, the Utum boys, and then we have improvisation. What is that? Minus is a minimum. Yeah, minimum 1. So if I use this skill, it is a minimum. It would reduce every terrain would go down from a 2 to a 0, but it's a minimum 1. So if I use it on these plains tiles, it would only those plain hexes. It would only reduce it to a 1 instead of a 0, which is still really strong, especially looking at the cards in my hand. The influence cost, improvisation. It's not the craziest idea. What do I want? Tempted to take Great Start, actually. As much as I espouse the virtues of planning, I think Great Start might make a little bit more sense right now. Especially with improvisation. The problem is I won't get the 6 cards until I'm at 24. Nah, I think I gotta stick with planning. It's too better. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Hopefully I'll roll a 5 or a 6 for Arethia this time. And no, Arethia continues to thwart my amazing plans by always going first in every round. Because that's what she does. So Arethia, she's going to pull a red off her deck. So white, a white, and a red! It's magic, guys. It's absolute magic. What do we get? Sebastian Cador, you play this game a lot. Is it your favorite? It's that and Spirit Island. I mean, they go back and forth for me, but Spirit Island continues to edge out Mage Knight for me. But if I tell you what, if I needed to play, if I could only play one game, I'm probably playing Mage Knight. If I could play one game of one of my games, it's probably Mage Knight. I think on a game-to-game perspective, I think Mage Knight's better. But I think the overall world of Spirit Island, I find more interesting on just a slight edge. I think you get the narrative, you get the thematic component to Spirit Island that you don't get with Mage Knight. So that's I think what put Spirit Island over the top for me. But the mechanics of Mage Knight are just so engrossing and such a great puzzle. Witcher Skeleton, beeline to the keep would be strong if you can get golems while at it. Bigger hand and 2 tiles explore from the keep. I could see that. I think that influence is nuts. It's actually a really good idea. It's a really good idea. So then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I have to cross the wall. But then I wouldn't have explore 2 from there. It's a very enticing idea because then if you the drawback is you get one of those bad keep enemies and it just like doesn't work out for you, then you're totally SOL. I feel like I could do this. Problem, the fact that she just went through 5 cards on her first turn is nuts. Because I'd have to spend 1 turn, I have to pillage, I'd have to recruit, then I would have to go on my way from there. 5, 6, 7. Might save this actually. I think that's going to be a stronger play. I do like the idea. I'm not going to do it because I'm just worried. I don't really have the attack to even make that possible right now. And that's going to really limit me. So I'm going to use improvisation. I'm going to discard determination. That gives me move 5. I'm going to play stamina. That's move 7. So it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'll recruit and then move a lot on the next turn after that, right? So I'm going to roll this die. It is now red again. These come out of play. And I'm going to draw it to my hand limit, which is 5. I get 6 because I'm of planning triggers. I still have 2 cards left in my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to pillage the village. It gets me down to, I move from 0 reputation to 0 reputation. I get concentration and rejuvenate. That's a really nice hand. Arethia is going to get another red, and a blue. Hey, she only went through 3 cards. Thank you for your consideration, Arethia. I appreciate it. My turn. I'm going to spend 2 points of movement to explore. That's going to give me a fame. Oh, that's interesting. I get the 10 fame. I'm glad I held on to that because then it's only cost me 3 to get through those sands. I doubt I'm attacking this mage tower. I mean, it's not impossible that I would attack the mage tower. I just don't love this idea. So this is going to be face up because I'm adjacent. It is the fire mages. We have another keep over here. And what is this? It's face down. I don't know. I will find out what it is later. And then we have the dungeon. I am going to... Yeah, this will work. I'm going to play Decompose. I'm going to throw away Threaten. I'm going to get 2 red crystals to my inventory. And then I'm going to play Concentration. I'm going to power it with the green. I'm going to play Noble Manners. I get the stronger effect of Noble Manners +2, so I get Influence 6. That's enough to get the Utham Crossbowman, and since I use Noble Manners, I get a Fame and a Reputation. And I will hold on to Rejuvenate for now. I'm going to roll this. It's white. These come out. I draw to my hand limit. It's 5. Planning triggers. It's 6. I'm going to pillage the village again. 7 and 8. So I'm drawing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, underground travel, frostbite. Lots of crazy things going on here. Arethia, what do you say? Red, green, and white. One more card coming off. I would hit the village. Village cool too. Of course, start fighting on later tiles. Yeah, that makes sense. Guess I'm going through the sands, and I'm going to try to come out here and do a bunch of exploring this turn. So I am going to use my skill. Again, this is Calming the Weather. The move cost of all terrains reduced to 2, reduced by 2 to a minimum of 1, and then next turn I can use it again to have the move cost of all terrains reduced by 1. I'm going to play, still have mana draw. I have underground travel. Ooh. So I could. Must end your move on a safe space. I could use underground travel to get to that dungeon, but then I'm way the heck over in no man's land, and I think that's a super dangerous. Because remember, I can't explore out there because we're on an open map that only goes 3 wide. So I do have to go this way. So I'll hold on to underground travel for a second. I'm gonna play March for move. Oh, I could power both my marches. That's probably smarter. I'm going to play mana draw. I'm going to take one of these tiles, make it any color I want. I'm going to make it green. I'm going to get 2 green mana. I'm going to play March. It gives me move 4. Alright, so it's going to give me 1, 2, 3. Then I'll play this March for move 4. So I have March 8. So everything's reduced by 2, remember, to a minimum of 1. So I have 8 points of movement. That's 3. That's 4. I have 4 more points of movement. I'm going to explore. It's a swamp, of course. No, it's a magical glade. Yeah, magical glade in a swamp. We have another mage tower. These two both reveal. Keep, it is the Utham guardsman, or the Utham swordsman, and then there we have some heroes. I get a fame because I explored, so I'm up to 12. Remembering all the fame you can get. Like I started at 9. I get one fame because I explored, one fame because I explored, one fame because of noble manners. We have a rampaging, a mage tower here. We're gonna have a rampaging orc over there, and this is actually a pretty rough tile to get through. So that is face up. It is the prowlers. The cost of the swamps reduced by 1, so I can effectively go into a swamp for 2 if I play Frostbridge, which I probably do. So I have 2 more points of movement. I'm going to play Frostbridge. So that's going to allow me to move into here for 2. I have 2 more points of movement from Frostbridge now. I can move there. Do I want to attack that? It's a double attack. Well, if I don't play Frostbridge, maybe I just attack that keep. I can block. Oh, I can block all those attacks and defeat the... Yeah. That's fine. Let me attack the keep. So I'm going to come in here with my last 2 points of movement because it goes from 4 down to 2. So again, 8 points of movement. I started here. This cost me 3. This cost me 1. I explored. This cost me 2. I'm now going to attack the keep. The heroes have a double attack. I'm going to play block 4. I'm going to block 3 and block 1, and then I'm going to use this rage for attack 4. I defeated the heroes. Again, so you have to block both of them separate. The block 4 against the fire attacker is inefficient, but 4 points of physical block is enough to block 2 points of fire attack. The other block 4 block the 4 points of physical attack. I lose a reputation because I siege a fortified site. I lose another reputation because I defeated the heroes, because no one likes when you do that. But I do get 5 points of fame, so I go from 12 to 17. Since I leveled up, I go to 18. And now my hand draw is going to be +1 next turn, in addition to the effect of planning. Alright, so this is going to go back because I use a stronger effect of mana draw. I roll this, it's black. Bye bye heroes, these come here. I'm going to do my level up. My level up is going to give me another skill. What do we got here? +3 influence. I mean, no thank you. Plus, the movement skill is what I should have taken last time, probably. I don't know if the 3 points of influence is going to do much for me. So I will take the move skill anyway. And we'll see. And then we have Arethia's movement skill, which is called... Arethia, what's your skill card? Dark Paths. Arethia's a very dark person the more I learn about her, man. Not going to lie. I'm going to take an advanced action. Intrigued about magic talent. Pure magic. I'm not sure I'm going to have the elements for it, or the mana for it. Still have underground path. Oh, and I can still use that next turn, which is pretty nice. I'll take magic talent. We'll see how that pulls off, and then in need comes there. I draw out my hand limit, which is 5. Planning trigger just 1 more, and then I'm on a keep that I own, so I get my last card. So there's Crystallize. Underground to Maze. Yeah, I thought about that. The problem with Underground to Maze. Oh yeah, that's. I just feel like it's not getting me where I want to get. If I can get a quartile on the board this round, I'm gonna definitely do that because I was just so behind schedule last game. All right, Arethia, blue, white, and blue. Arethia's taking her time, kids. Taking her time. I appreciate it. Let me move this down. All right, so my turn. Now I got cooperative skill. So I got the benefit myself last turn, and then in the solo game, I get the secondary benefit this turn. So the cost to move into all terrains is reduced by 1 this turn, minimum of 1. Awesome. I play. I could. I'd have to play a blue, and I'd have to use blue and red. I mean, I'm eyeing that burning shield because I'm worried I just don't have any elemental attack or elemental block here. And exploding shield could be really huge. I do like meditation too. I just don't love it. I have plenty of turns right now, so let me eye that for next turn, right? That probably makes more sense. So I'm going to move. I'm going to play stamina with the blue, so that's move 4. So the cost of explore is still the same as always, so it's still 2, but the cost to move is actually reduced by 1. So I'm exploring here. Oh, I still have Frostbridge, but I used up my blue. That's really bad. It's really dumb. That is really dumb. I should have powered Frostbridge. That would have made so much more sense. Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to have to do that next turn with the gold that's in the source. Because there's really no other good path. Oh, I have underground travel, but I don't have the green. I'm going to have to use underground travel next turn. Yeah, because, I can't go through lakes, but I can go under mountains with underground travel. Yes, I can move through that mountain and end up here. Oh, that's really stupid because that's in no man's land, and I have a quartile which I can't put there because it's not. I'm getting edge of the universe. I have to get over here, which means I have to fight 2 orcs. Oh man. Wait, I could do underground travel here and just reconstitute another line on that side. I think that's gonna make the most sense. Did I take the point for exploring? I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. Yeah, I get 1 point of fame for exploring. If I already took that, someone can let me know that in the comments. Don't have any wounds. I think I just end there. I just wasted that blue, but that's didn't really have much of a choice here. That was so weird. I could try to get into that magical glade to get a gold, which means I can use crystallize and do some other things and have enough for magic talent. It's only going to be 4 to move into the swamp because of stamina. I could make it, oh, I could do that. Right, so I'll use the last 4 points of movement to move into the swamp because it's reduced by the swamp. The total cost of moving to the swamp is only 4 because of this skill, and then I reduce it to 3. So 2 more points of movement plus Frostbridge gets me into the swamp, which allows me to start my next turn with a gold. So this is used up. I'm going to roll this die. It is gold. Yeah, that's for next turn. Right. Planning triggers, whatever. I have no more cards in my D deck. Rethia goes, 1 card. She's going to declare end of round next turn. I am going to... this reveals, because I'm adjacent to it. It is the Mage Summoner, the Illusionist, which is fine. Could use that next turn. That probably makes some sense. Let me do this. I'm going to use Magic Talent. I'm going to play this gold as a blue. We're going to play this gold as a red. I'm going to add Burning Shield to my deck. And it goes into your discard pile. Yes, yes it does. So we have Burning Shield, and then I'm going to move. This could be strong. I'm going to move 2 with Swiftness. Again, I don't provoke anything. They're both in what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? They're both in fortified sites. I'm going to play Rage and Crystallize sideways to give me move 2 more to explore this tile. It's the blue city, right? So that's cool. This dragon's actually an orc. Thank you, Daniel. I get 2 fame because one for exploring a city, a tile that has a city on it. So this orc is face up. It is the Cthulhu and what's her name and a panda bear had a baby. It is man, what the Prowler, I think they're called. No, they're not Prowler. They're something stupid. Uh, we have a monastery, so that comes out. This is going to get replaced. And I'm going to use Underground Travel to get to that monastery next turn. I think is the smartest play. We're going to have a dragon face down here. +1 fun is correct. Could move next to the Mace Tower just to check it out. Board game description, put all the tokens on the new tile. Put all the tokens on the new tile, the Mage Tower. Put all the tokens. Am I missing a Mage Tower? Oh. Oh yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to put this here. Sorry about that. So yeah, we should have an orc there. Get so distracted with strategy. So I'll just pull a new one. So this is going to go there. We get a Mage Tower face down, and then a Ruins is face up. Yeah, thank you, Board Games Descriptions. That's face down, and Ruins is face up. It really had a... This is not where I thought I was going to be exploring in the city, but the way this was playing out, I just needed to do some weird reconsidering of my my plans. So do like that though, and I like getting to the monastery. I can potentially kind of take stock of a lot of things next turn. So this is out. I'm going to re-roll this. It's green. Arethia declares end of round. I'm going to use Underground Travel. I can move 3 revealed spaces, and I'm going to end up in that Mage Tower, or the monastery. It's like a Mage Tower, just completely different. All right, let me reset all of this. Shuffle my deck. Tracker, yeah. Okay. Which, that is cool. That's the Prowler, right? Which is what? This is, no, that's the Prowler. That's the Tracker. Right, that's the Tracker. And then his skirmishers. For some reason, the skirmishers don't look anything like the other two at all. And I always like the names are all like so similar. The summoner is like easy. Cursed Hag's easy. Catapult, obviously. Wolf Rider, Diggers. The Diggers have a shovel. Can't get a little more. Can't get more obvious than that. But man, those trackers and prowlers really mess me up. We're adding a blue to Arethia's deck. We're adding a green to her inventory. Both of those things are great. We're adding a new advanced action to the the new unit offer. The new advanced action to the unit offer. I got there eventually. Meditation is going to go away. These both move down. Snowstorm and Blizzard's a great card. The nice thing about having Magic Talent is I could just, again, discard a card to get those effects as long as I play the blue mana. So that could be really, really strong depending on what the dragon is. By the way, I am adjacent to the dragon, day or night. It would be revealed. So I don't have to go in there blind. Oh! It is a lava dragon. So unit fortifications. Not site fortifications. Again, it's a destroyed castle here. So we have, it's doing a fire attack of a 6 with brutal. So that would be 12 points of damage if not blocked. And then you have a 8 armor with fire resistance. So I do really like that Blizzard Siege Attack 8. Could be pretty sick if the spell offer cooperates here, and see what my starting hand is. So this goes away. The new unit offer is going to be an elite. So we have some sorcerers, a regular, some northern monks, an elite, the ultimate mages, and the regular is the foresters. I'm going to reset the source. I rolled a red, a blue, and a black. Those are all going to go here. I draw to my starting hand. I have not leveled up, so that's not great. I would like to have 6 instead of 5. But, you know, we should be okay. I'm going to draw. We have concentration, we have rage, we have crystallize, we have march, and we have improvisation. I did not get the magic talent. So I'm probably going to explore here. And if I get the ooh, I could, especially with crystallize in my hand. I have the blue. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. We're going to get preparation. I'm going to take this tactic. I'm going to search for, what do you think? I'm going to search for magic talent. Oh, it's the next card of my deck too. Discard a card of any color. You may put one spell in the same color in the spell offer as if this were in your hand. That card remains in the spell offer. All right. We're going to roll for Arethia. She's guaranteed not to roll a 6. She rolls a 1. So she is going to still be first. Shocker of all shockers. That goes out. This is in my hand. That's done. And now Arethia goes. It is white. It is green. It is blue. Nothing. What do we get? Daniel says maybe end up on the deep mine for crystals. Yeah, I saw that. The problem is, I guess it's only the 2 movement extra. It just felt like it just made. Let me get close in case I didn't know what my hand was going to be. Working descriptions. Mutant viewers must be positively surprised by the extra Mage Knight play after an hour of watching. Yep. I mean, not live viewers for sure. And Zach, the more the merrier. What's up, dude? Yeah, this kind of feels like a cheat code, but it's gonna work, I think. So why not? We're going to move 2. Get into here. I have to attack this dragon. I'm going to play magic talent. I'm going to discard crystallize. And then I can play a card on the spell offer as if it's in my hand. I'm going to play concentration. It gives me a blue mana. I'm going to take the black mana from the source. And I get to play snowstorm as if it were in my hand. I take a wound. I do siege ice attack 8. That is enough to kill the lava dragon. Bye-bye. So that's gross. I don't get any reputation. It's not a rampaging dragon, but I do get the 8 fame. That gets me to 21 to 29. I don't think there's any extra benefits. I think if you're like, good job, you got half the relic. Right? Yeah, once he's destroyed, you grab the relic from his treasure hoard and mark the space. Right? It's like you don't even. I wish it was like, hey, gain an artifact to represent half the relic. No, it's like, no, you just defeated it. Congratulations. So I grabbed the artifact. It's illusory. Oh, I'm rolling things over here, and we have now done one of those 2 things, and that was bizarrely easy. So we should be really set up to, I mean, we'll see what, I mean, this could definitely screw us in more ways than one, but I think we'll be okay ultimately. Oh, since I went across a level, I get another fame for that. And remember, I still have this for movement. I'm going to get another uh, command token. So I get to, oh, by the way, the Alta Mages, since they can only be recruited in cities and there are no cities, the Alta Mages actually don't go into play. The setup actually says to take them out before you play. It doesn't make any sense to me. So we will get another elite unit, and it's the other sorcerers. Awesome. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is now 6. I get mana draw, I get noble manners, and I get rejuvenate. Yeah, use your skill for movement. I saw that. I don't mind burning some. I have so many movement cards that, like, and I have, yeah, I don't mind. And I have so many movement skills that I'd just rather uh, honestly get rid of some cards in my hand. Arethia, 1, 2, 3. It's a green, so she goes through another card. My turn. We're gonna head back the other way. Is there? Do I want to burn down the monastery? I kind of want to burn down the monastery. Can I recruit? Oh, I can recruit the northern monks. That I like. What's my reputation? -1. It's not terrible. Could recruit the sorcerers too. They're just more expensive. I'm gonna play rejuvenate for +1 or for 1 point of heal. I'm gonna use this skill to get into the monastery. Why am I missing a die from the source? Where is it? Oh, it's over there. This gets rerolled. Black. Awesome. Let's do it. Let's go nuts. Take 5, 9. I could get the northern monks. Use my last white, but I'm not really using white the way I was last game. So yeah, I'm going to play improvisation for influence 5. We're going to power noble manners with my white crystal, so that's influence 9. Modified by that becomes influence 8, and we get the northern monks. I get 1 reputation and 1 fame for using noble manners, the stronger effect. So yeah, my units alone should be enough to kind of take out this final dragon. I'm going to roll that. That goes there. Not burning down the monastery. I know I am not living up to my my reputation. I'm very sorry. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6. So determination, swiftness, mana, march, rage, and then 1 more card, burning shield. Yeah, it's really nice. Arethia, 1, 2, 3. It's blue. No blue cards in our inventory, so we're good there. My turn, I get 3 points of movement from my 3 units. I'm going to use 2 points of movement to put this out. It is the last core city tile, so we don't even need to worry about this last tile in the terrain deck, which is fine. It's playing out very different than last scenario, than our last attempt. So we have an orc in our face. I still have 1 point of movement, but it's going to be lost here, obviously. So this orc is the diggers. We have an orc over here. It is the Wolf Riders. We have a dragon face down, sitting on its hoard of gold, and the last half of the relic. That'll stay face down until I am adjacent. I'm going to have to deal with the diggers. The diggers are attacking. I will block. I have to figure out the best way to do this. Mana draw is not going to be that useful, so I'm going to block 3. Just don't want to take any wounds. And then we'll play this rage for attack 4. That kills the diggers. 1 reputation back, 2 fame. And we're on our way. So I roll that. It's white. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6. 1, 2, 3. Decomposes in the house. Don't hate that. Arethia, red, and a blue. She's super cooperative this game. My turn. The cost to move into all terrains is reduced by 2. I get 3 movement because I have 3 ready units. That gets me here. This reveals... Ooh. That's interesting. That might have been the one thing that gives me some pause. That is a fire dragon. So it's going to need 14 points of physical or ice attack. Sorry, 7 points of ice attack or 14 points of physical plus fire attack. Now, I still have Burning Shield, right? So if I can somehow come away at this ice block 4, I can use Decompose to get some blues here. But then I would need that black. If I use the ice block 4, then I would just need 10 points of physical block or plus fire block. So that would be 4. I would need 6 more points. Oh yeah, I can do it this way. That's funny. Alright, I'm going to play Decompose and get rid of throwaway stamina to get 2 blues. Alright, that's out. Well, that's done. I'm going to move in. Well, the cost of there's only 2 to get in there. It's reduced by 2, but only can be reduced by 1. So I'm going to play March to move in. And now we're going to attack this dude. I'm going to do, I need, again, 18 points of physical plus fire block or ice block. Oh, wait, no. It's immune to the non-attack, non-block effects of spells. I can't do that because that's fire immunity. Let me think this through again. Oh, stupid. So I'm going to want that for the ice attack. That's right. So again, let me explain what's going on there. So immunities are funny. So it's fire immune, so it's going to be immune to the non-attack, non-block effects. Destroying the enemy if it's successful block is a non-attack or a non-block effect. So Burning Shield is actually quite useless for me right now. I want to see. Yeah, you will win this. Hopefully, get some. All right, so I did catch that. I'm surprised that Daniel wasn't hounding me, saying, "Idiot, you gotta you gotta do something different." Oh shoot, do I want to? I have the ice attack, so I would just need 6 points of physical attack. I think I'm taking those 3 wounds. I don't see a way around that. I mean, that's 18 points of block. I'm gonna want that for ice attack. It's just not. I don't think I'm gonna be able to block this any other way. It'd just be too much. It'd be too much. Yeah. Makes me sad though. I don't want to take 3 wounds. I want my score to be better, guys. Then you could all be proud of me. I kid. If I did, if this part of a success, I could just do the basic effect of that. Get fire attack for. Let me see if I can do this without taking wounds. So it's going to be 4 points of block, 7 points of block, 8 points of block, 12 points of block. We're still 6 points of block short. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Not gonna work. So I won't even get the fire attack because it's not gonna be a successful block. So that was unfortunate. So I'm gonna take the 3 wounds to my hand. And I mean, if I blocked it with the ice block, I wouldn't have the 14 points of attack to go here. But I am glad I got those northern monks because that's huge. That's a big help. So now in the melee attack phase, since I did not block it, I'm going to power the northern monks. That gives me 4 points of ice attack, and then this is attack 2, attack 5 more. I'd have attack, attack, attack. I would only need 6 points of non-ice attack to combine with that ice attack. So I have 8 here. So that's enough to kill the fire dragon. We're good to go. He has some fame. I don't know. I think it's like 9 plus 1, whatever. The wolf riders were like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey. I mean, I could have brought them in if I wanted to block them. That would have been fun. Yeah, I could have just brought these in if I wanted to. And then I could have used Burning Shield against them with another point of block. Because again, they have swiftness. So I could actually use the guardsmen to block them. They block 4. So if they were blocked, that destroys them. But I still have the 6 points of attack. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I could have done that and actually killed the Wolf Riders too, just for good measure, because forget them, and that would give me +1 reputation because they still are a rampaging enemy, even though I joined them in. So that is a tale of 2 Lost Relic scenarios. You could not get very different than those 2 playthroughs, but you see the power of Norowas as always. I mean, even in a one day, one night scenario, I'm still ending up with 3 units. I mean, that unit skill ended up being really useful. Again, perhaps I should have taken that last game. Might have made it a little bit more interesting than it was. What do we have here? Just take the wounds to get ice attack. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And all the rest physical attacks. So yeah, Daniel was just telling me to do what I ultimately decided to do probably 3 minutes after he wrote that comment, just to take the wounds and then use the Northern Monks. But did I already use my heal? Yeah, I already used my heal. Yeah, it was back then. We have maybe score the wolf first to level up. Yeah, we just killed him. We're fine. Will movement with movement reduction this next turn you should be fine for sure. Thinking ice bolt mainly. Ice bolt. I don't think did I have ice bolt. I didn't have ice bolt in my hand. Nah, but that makes sense. Yeah, I could have definitely just done that, in consecutive turns. Now the problem is the wolf. I would have had to go here to kill the wolf rider. Once you enter the ruined city, it does initiate the combat with the dragon. So, yeah, I could have maybe spent 3 points of movement to get there, or kill the wolf. That would have leveled me up. Oh, and you're saying take. Oh, that would have been smart. I see that now. Then I would have a chance of maybe not have taken any wounds. But yeah, if I had gone here, killed the wolf, leveled up, grabbed this, I grab another skill. I could have gotten motivation, or I could have gotten. Oh, so stupid. I could have gotten this skill, which would have given me Ice Attack 6 for the Northern Monks, which is really sick. And then once I was there, I could have entered on the subsequent turn with this skill still in play, so it would only cost me 1 point of movement. That would have been a really nice combo. Now I definitely see that. So that's good awareness. That's stuff I probably could do more of, and just always being more aware of, like, all right, I'm one away from a level up. If I level up, I get that card. So if you're really into min-maxing score, I think that's a whole other level. I'm usually like, I'm gonna win. Like, might as well do it now. Um, Daniel, yeah, you could poke around a bit and do a bit more killing, but it is fine for sure. Witcher Skeleton, congratulations, easy. Yeah, super easy. It's swingy. It does scratch a Mage Knight itch. Like, if you're just like, hey, I have enough time for like one day, one night. I think it's really cool. I think it's also I've never done it. Like, I usually, if when I've introduced the game to people, I don't do first recognizance. I just find it boring. I did it like twice back in the day, and I found it's just not exciting for me. So I'll normally do like cooperative city assaults, um, in solo, like, so full cooperation scenarios. I think this could be even a better way to introduce people to the game, because they're already starting with some strong cards, and I think that, you know if they're gamers, and it's like they can say, like, that draft might be tough if you don't know what you're doing, but I think it could pay off. I'd have to find a friend who I haven't played this game with yet, and see if that's something they want to try. But it just scratches the itch where you're like, all right, cool. It's a nice little challenge. I am gonna do a top 10 scenario list and kind of rank the scenarios as far as I experience. I'm not gonna, like, kind of give away too much, but this is definitely one for me that I just like for what it is. It does just enough to make it super fun, and you could obviously see when things don't cooperate. I mean, if you think about how many things went wrong that first playthrough, though, I mean, Arethia always went in front of me. She pulled 12 cards that second round. The terrain never cooperated. I kept ending up having to fight more dragons. I didn't have good movement options at any point, either from the advanced action offers, so the offers were kind of garbage. I pulled a really garbage artifact when I went out of my way to do that ruins. But doing that ruins is probably my biggest mistake, because you are leaving things up to chance. Not only one with the enemies you pull, because that could have gotten really bad but the battle went well, but I still ended up pulling a crappy artifact, and sometimes the artifact deck just doesn't cooperate all that much, because in my dreams I'm pulling what? I'm pulling like a Horn of Wrath, or pulling something that's like gonna be game breaking, but I ended up pulling the Box of Delights. I know that's Ricky Royal's channel. What is it? The mysterious box, and it is what it is. Witcher Skeleton, yeah, the more Mage Knight you play, the happier I'll be. Sure. Daniel, I would honestly still play like 2, 3 rounds of a conquest and leave it unfinished. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, because then as long as if you can leave it out too and finish it the next day. I mean, I totally get people that it's like you got kids, or whatever, but you have a table that you can kind of keep away, and you just play one round a night. That's super fun, man. Like, that definitely works. Witcher Skeleton, you're the only guy out there doing challenging stuff with Mage Knight, as far as I know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like a lot of like I know Colin from One Stop Co-op Shop does playthroughs that are pretty good. I don't know how what levels he goes to. Um, and I think Heavy Cardboard might have done a playthrough or two. I know Beyond Solitaire did an intro series which was really solid, and everyone loves Ricky Royal. I don't know how crazy he ever got with the challenges. I think the first Maze Knight video I ever watched actually was Ricky Royal. It's an old video at this point, but it was him doing a Volcaire's Quest. That was the what really kind of got me interested in going to Lost Legion. Are we going to do a Maze Knight cosplay for Halloween? No. This is my cosplay. I am a druid. There you go. No, I mean it's like it depends on the game. I'm cosplaying Duck Dynasty. Maybe I don't know. I could do that cosplay. Daniel, there was a guy on Twitch. Well, used to be. He did a bunch of interesting scenarios. Usually pretty tough, but his style was lacking some magic. No, implicitly that means I have magic according to Daniel. I think. I don't know. Maybe. I got magic. All right. Tell that to Sarah. Tell that to Mrs. Playthroughs about my magic. I'm sure she will laugh in your face. But this was cool. I kind of like these 2-for-1 scenarios when it goes quickly. Witcher Skeleton. Oh, Ricky's videos are legends. Same here. Yeah, he's his whole videos are they're definitely dated just from the technology. But I mean, my old videos are garbage compared to his old videos. So, yeah, but he's super fun to watch. There's a guy from Scotland, Jay Plays, does a good playthrough as well. Yeah, Brian brings up a good point. Jay's a good dude. Like we've interacted a bit. We've had some comments back and forth. I wish he would change his camera angle. I just find it really tilting. But if you can get past that, like the content is great. Like he definitely knows his stuff, and he does a lot. Like he puts out a video like every day. I mean, he just did a whole like top five series too. He did like a top five spells, top five regular units, top five skills for each mage. I mean, he's been going nuts. He pumps out Mage Knight content like crazy. Heavy Cardboard did videos with him learning the game on the fly, more or less. Different, very much. Yeah, I think Rob's Gaming Table did a playthrough. I think he was like learning for the first time. I think it took like 5 hours or something stupid. It's like, and he had views. I mean, he had big viewers to the end, man. So good on him. Dude. He's really built a nice community over there. Witcher Skeleton, that's what I've meant. Point me out to any of those guys doing Megapolis is okay. Yeah, I don't. I think I'm the only Megapolis guy right now, so hopefully that will change. Jay Plays will probably get there at the rate he's going, man. He's pumping out Maze Knight videos. It's impressive, super impressive. But that is that. We will be back next week. I'm doing a live playthrough of what am I doing? I don't even know. I can't even know what I'm eating for dinner tonight, much less what am I doing in a live playthrough next week. I am doing a live playthrough of Too Many Bones. No, I'm not. I'm publishing Too Many Bones. I'm doing a live playthrough of Gaia Project next week. We got the Xenos versus the Itars. Happy to be rounding out that series. I got like 4 Gaias left. I'll be doing a top 10 list the week after that, I think. But we'll be back with Mage Knight before too long, for sure. I got a bunch of Spirit Island planned. I got some Too Many Bones. I got a bunch of new games. By the end of the year, I want to get new first playthroughs of Darkest Night 2nd Edition, Cloudspire, Descent was probably going to have to be live because I think it's the only way I'm going to be able to really bring in the Steam. I want to get Street Masters might be tough to learn in time, but yeah, I got a bunch of new content I want to get on this channel. But in addition, there'll be tons of Maze Knight, you know that, tons of Spirit Island. At least once a month, I'll be going to both of those for sure. I have a running bet with a friend that I will do and film a 24-hour Maze Knight marathon. Awesome. Oh, Rob, good old Rob. I really like him, but Maze Knight was a bit too much at that point. If it's, I love, because I tuned in for some of it, and I could tell he was so new. And he was definitely like he has a community where he can do that, and he'll have enough people he knows that are helping him along. And I mean, Daniel was really helping me. Of course, it didn't matter this scenario, but yeah, the fact that this was reminding me that I wasn't working on a dragon, all that stuff's hugely important, for streaming and stuff because you're thinking about so many other things. But yeah, I just love though when you can tell that someone is new to the game and they get it. Like they just are like they understand that they're playing a really really great game, and they're really eager to learn it. Like I just love that process, and it reminds me of when I first kind of was falling in love with this game. What about the Castle of Burgundy and its solo variant? Did you ever play this game before the Maze Knight? It was my favorite solo game. I've never played the solo variant for Burgundy. I like Burgundy. Um, its table presence is just lacking. I think I just I love how they come out with the new edition and it just like kind of looks just as unappealing as the old edition, like just differently unappealing. I don't know. I just wish like on the table presence isn't everything, and mechanics can go a long way, but it Burgundy does not get to the table as often as I think as it would for me, because my friends and I, if we're playing like a Euro game like that, we're just going to be more inclined to kind of go towards something that's a little bit more exciting and more table appeal. But yeah, Burgundy's fine. They're definitely like I think if I'm the next like more if it's not Gaia is like the most Euro game I play, right? But I just was sent a copy of Maracaibo, so I do want to get that on the channel. I think it's going to be hard for me to do a lot of games of that ilk, though. They're not my preference. When I play those games, I'm normally playing it non-solo and playing it more co-op, just as a matter of personal preference. Yes, before Mage Knight, my favorite solo game was on a PC, pretty much. Yeah, I see that. I definitely see that. Um, by the way, like I don't know, I'm just on a rant right now. I don't feel like signing off yet, but yeah, if anyone's watched the new Shut Up Sit Down review for Descent, I don't understand it. I really disagree with that take. So, you know, I would watch other reviews if you're on the fence about that game. I know No Pun Included did a really good review of Descent. I think the Shut Up Sit Down review, it just was really. I think he was just so nostalgic for Descent Second Edition that he just really missed the point of Third Edition. I don't know. Like a lot of the things I said, I think a lot of his complaints were just really thin to me. And look, I have complaints about Descent. I have complaints about Mage Knight. I have complaints about every game. There's a way to make kind of complaints. I think some of the things he said were like just way overly reductive, for sure. Board game subscriptions, the goal is just to fill the sheet and no Atona manage stuff. Oh, interesting. That's actually cool. So if you're just trying to get a hex in every spot on your player board, huh? I mean, that's really hard to do in a competitive game. So I wonder how you have to do that. Descent is such a polarizing game. Oh yeah, Daniel, Descent is such a polarizing game right now for sure. And look, I think there are some negative reviews of it that I would agree with. I just found that Shut Up Sit Down's negative review was really missing something. It was like just overly reductive again, if I can overuse that phrase. I'm going to be overly redundant in saying overly reductive. Now it was just something missing, but yeah, Descent is polarizing, and I get it. I get why. I like it. I don't know where it's going to land for me, but I've only played 5 scenarios, and each scenario was very different. The characters are different enough. Like there's a lot going on with that game. That's pretty cool. Um, I did not agree with Shut Up Sit Down either. Descent 3 is different and unashamedly so for sure. Yeah, but fill the specific sheet. Okay, that makes sense. So you'd have to. So I'm guessing board game descriptions. You're saying that you have to start with either because there's like what 9 different sheets in Burgundy, I think, because they have like four of the starter sheets, and then you can like randomize it. My problem with Burgundy, I just find like, and this just could be I just haven't played these games enough, or just my player group, and every player group's different. I just found the farming strategy like so hard to counter when someone really has a sheet that has a lot of farms together. I mean, you can really smash some points. There's only my problem with like 5 tribes. I find the market strategy like really hard to counter, and if you don't do it, you're just not going to win. It's like I like Great Western Trail a lot, but even then, like the cowboy strategy is like really hard to counter. You just have to kind of lean into it. They missed the whole crafting dimension. I definitely see that. The crafting on the app is like too quick. You don't really. I never played Descent second, but I know the crafting on the app is like you're not really making a lot of interesting decisions. You're just like, oh, I can afford to do it. Let me do it. And there's really not any easy way to kind of see, you know, how that affects your character and how you're building them in a certain way. And then even a lot of the crafting, you're just kind of changing the math of certain things that can trigger in a way I wish was a little bit more well developed. So I can definitely see that complaint for sure. Daniel, my biggest problem is simple. Here it costs equivalent to 220. Yeah, I can easily get 4 excellent acclaim games with that money. Simple as that. Yeah, no, I agree. Is it? I mean, I got it for 150. I think you can probably get it for like 140 now. The price came down a bit. I mean, I think the original MSRP was 175, which is bananas. Um, it's going to hold its value. There's going to be enough people that are going to want it for sure. I mean, as long as they keep that app, the app is smooth. I mean, oof. I mean, there is like a Gloomhaven-like experience that you without any of the overhead and housekeeping. It's really really nice. But yeah, it's a lot of money for what it is. I don't know if it's I mean even the 150 I spent on it, it's like if I'm spending that much money in a game, like I I I want it to immediately jump to my top 10, and I don't think Descent has, but it's a really good game. There are easier and harder sides of the sheet. Okay, right. That makes sense. I'm trying to think it might be a version thing too, because I just feel like there's because you have like your four starter sheets, I think, and then there's like all the other variant lands. But yeah, 220 is a lot. But I think it's wild though. I mean, if you look at the cost of board games across the board, if you look at like compare the 150 for Descent to like what it costs to get Too Many Bones or what it costs to get Cloudspire, Hoppelmach's Victorum. I guess the Hoppelmach's Victorum was only like 105, right? I mean that seems like a bargain. Spirit Island, like the value of Spirit Island like, looks better and better and better as time goes on. It's so nuts. Eric Bergman back. Fun fact about my story with Mage Knight, one of my favorite games, and my rulebooks fell apart. I wrote to WizKids and told them about my problem. A few months later, I got a package sent all the way. All the way. Oh, so they sent you. I'm guessing. So Eric, they sent you like a new rulebook. I'm guessing, right? To Sweden with new books. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the Maze Knight rulebook. I say this all the time to people, like with Maze Knight, like when you start playing, just throw the walkthrough away and just use the rulebook because the walkthrough I find causes more problems than it's worth for people that are like they're like 6, 7 games under their belt and they're still trying to figure out what depleted means and they're still trying to figure out what exhausted means and it's like they're not helpful concepts. Like you just have to read the rulebook. Like forget it. Like that was to get you to learn an idea. Now forget about it and actually learn the real rules, for sure. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, WizKids is a mixed bag for me. Like even like the Ultimate Edition, I played it and I was kind of underwhelmed. I think WizKids had a real opportunity to upgrade the minis, upgrade some of the art. Like they just had some of the same weird issues. The way they printed the tokens, I felt was strange. They put the art on the side that has the curved edges, so the tokens look more squished. It just like they took the old files and just reprinted them instead of they didn't do anything to really spruce it up in a way that I found disappointing. And I found the crystals, the blue and the black were like, and the green were like almost indistinguishable for me. Like they just came out so dark and they just felt a little something. And it could just be I'm so used to these crystals. I just felt like if Ultimate Edition was like really nice, if it was like an enhanced version of the game, even at like $20 more, I probably would have bought it. But I played with my friend's copy and I was like, this isn't, it's a lateral move at best. Yeah, WizKids is weird. I agree. It's like but they have this game. How is this a WizKids game? I just don't. Everything else I know about the company, like how Vlada ends with WizKids and ends up producing this, it's funny to me. But yeah, I think they missed an opportunity there for sure, for sure, for sure. And then that box is like what 20% too large for what it is, and it's so nuts, dude. Like so many weird things about the Ultimate Edition, but I'm glad I played on my friend's copy just to kind of get rid of the itch I was having to upgrade my version. This version has served me well. These tiles are starting to show their wear and tear, but I can't tell which is which from the backs. That's all I care about. And once I got these opaque sleeves on there, like the coloration issues there just aren't an issue anymore. You can tell the backs of the enemy tiles. If I really look, I can start seeing what's expansion and what's not. But for the most part, it's really not a thing that I pay too much attention to. It is one of the reasons I don't use the Tezla tokens though. The Tezla tokens I have are a different size than the rest of my tokens, so I just find it it's I don't like I wouldn't want to. There's balance concerns I have about adding the Tezla tokens, but on top of that, and when all the tokens are a couple millimeters smaller, it's like not worth it. We'll just keep them separate, make that like a more unique experience. But yeah, but this is also one of the weird things about this scenario is that it doesn't use the Tezla tokens, right? So it has the this is a Tezla scenario, but you don't use any of the faction tokens, so you're just using the original orcs. So really, I only use those faction tokens for life and death, and then life and death's probably the only one I'm gonna play. Like I don't think I'm gonna play the others. I mean, what is the Hidden Value Valley, and then the Necromancer or something like that, the Valley of Death or something. So, Daniel, I think there was a great story about him getting them to publish this. Anyhow, oh, cool. I have to. I have not heard that story. So we will see. Yeah, I agree. There's a color shade difference. It's super weird. It's super weird. Like it wouldn't have been that hard. I mean, it would have been like 40 hours of work and a good graphic designer, just a freaking, you know, just change your templates. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe it was harder than I realized, but I just feel like they went like super cheap on the pre-production side of things in a way. I'm like, man, you're trying to publish a second edition of a game, like especially now, like solo gaming is exploding. Like new people are finding this game. Like they could have really made a statement. Um, which is Skeleton, that's why it's commendable that you're using cloth badge for your tokens, for sure. I like the, I mean, I just set up and, dude, having to make like 7 piles of, of enemy tokens. Yeah, I did that like twice, and I was like, that's not going to work. I bought those bags, and these bags are actually like, I think they're designed for like wedding favors, and I freaking love them. They're perfect. Great. And it is what it is. Um, but that is that. So I've been yammering away. I'm sure I've, said enough things negative about enough. I've said enough negative things about board games and people in the board games world for one day. I probably should cut myself off before I get in trouble here. But this was great. I appreciate everyone sticking with me for not only one, but two. Mrs. Playthroughs. She thinks that the plant strategy in Terraforming Mars is too strong. I sometimes agree, although um, yeah, I guess she kind of used it to crush. I lost by 2 points last week. I'm still a little bit bitter. The Daniel says the original game went through something like 8 print runs. Yeah. Eric Bergman agreed, but the tokens, especially the flimsy plastic insert. Oh yeah, garbage. Daniel, mine for core and Legion actually matches by pure accident. Yeah, I was not that lucky. The funny thing is I was on a Board Game Geek and I bought, well, I thought I was buying the base game and like all 3 expansions, and I was gonna not have discoloration issues. I specifically was buying later editions that were gonna have matched color, and the guy sent me an edition and it didn't match, and I checked the box and he had sent me an earlier edition than he had advertised. So I reached out to him and I was like, dude, like I don't want to send this back. It seems like not worth it. Why don't you just send me $50 and we'll call it even? So he did. So I basically got all of this for like $40. This was back before like, the people were really, this was probably, I mean, it was probably like a even not that bad of a price for him at the time. Now it'd be terrible. So then I went ahead and I bought some opaque sleeves and kind of made it what I wanted it to be. But yeah, the coloration issues are weird. I don't think he was trying to be dishonest. I think he just listed it wrong for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, hey, Mrs. Playthroughs, Daniel says hi. She's I don't know if she's. I think she probably just got home from work, so we'll see if she sticks around for a little bit. She's probably wondering why I'm still yammering away, but maybe also appreciative that I'm yammering at, the internet as opposed to her. So, maybe this is a good thing for her. But that is that. So yeah, everyone check out, look out for my top 10. I will not have a live playthrough in 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And we'll be going ahead and we will be getting that on the channel. Miss Playthroughs, hello. Sorry I missed out on these now. Looks like it's been fun. Oh, so much fun. We doubled your fun today by me getting shellacked in game one. Dude, when I pulled that one terrain tile, I was like, uh-oh. There were so many times that I was like, this isn't gonna work. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Oh, this really isn't gonna work. Yeah, and it didn't. But it was fun. We gotta do it again and make it look easy the second time around. That's why we play this game, man. Keeps us on our toes for sure. You can never master it, and just can always just hope to try. But appreciate all the chat assists today. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you want to see what's coming up in Solo Playthroughs Land, go on my Patreon page. There's a link in the description below. I put a new calendar about a week before every month to tell you what's coming up in the month to come, so you can check that out. Daniel sounds like a well-balanced relationship then. Yeah, we're pretty balanced. COVID taught us how to be balanced. Not always the easy way either, but for sure. But that's it. Thanks as always. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy gaming.